Hey there. Well, something's going on, isn't it? Something strange is going on. And a lot of you are noticing, millions of you, maybe the entire planet. Things are not like they used to be. I know for one, I was outside mowing, but cleaned up the place. So I said, hey, I want to mow around a hydrant. Like it's like a water fountain where the main water comes in. And we have a faucet there that's hooked up to the water supply and hoses. So I said, hey, I need to move the hose. I go and move it. I have my gloves on, right? Gardening gloves. I have them on. It's thick rubber. And before I know it, I got swarmed with wasp all around me. I said, holy, trying to brush them off, and I got bang, zapped in this arm. This swells up, not right away. I went inside. I used apple cider vinegar. I used baking soda. I did everything to take care of that. It At first it felt like a sting, but that's what it is. I've been stung by bees and other things, but not like that with the wasp. Why would the wasp be? The whole nest was right there with the hoses. It was never there before. We used to have it up in the awning and things like that. But why the heck did they make a nest on the pipe? That's very strange. And also where the meter is. They're underneath there too. Yeah, me and the girlfriend, we go out there and we sprayed. But before, when I got hit, I said, I ain't gonna stand for this. I went in there, I grabbed a can, I don't know what it was. She says W40. What's it? I never said W40 usually. WD-40 usually comes like in a bluish can with a little yellow. This was completely yellow. Grabbed it and squirted right on that thing. Those wasps, they're strong. I never seen anything like that before. Some people sound lucky because I had the gloves on. If it could be worse, well, yeah, it could be worse. An attack. Normally, I use water to chase them off. And it's pretty bad. And a lot of things have changed. I'm inside. I make videos and I for YouTube and stuff like that. And I never really pay attention too much to what's going on outside. I used to be really into the gardening. Like I kind of gave up, like because every time you plant, they don't live, they die. and there's every time these bad weather, the storm and the tropical storms and all this stuff here, everything mulch. Keep buying all these big bags of mulch, and they get washed away all the time. No matter what I have to put up there, we have this kind of rubberized edging. I don't like it because with the sun hit it, it kind of flicks it. And then the county came out and tore up one of the sidewalks because they're responsible for the sidewalk, not me. So if there's a bulge or it's cracked or damaged, they come and replace it. Well, gee, they replaced it. Looks nice, but they tear up my edging to do it. Instead of knocking on the door and say, "Hey, you better move your edging because we have to do all this." I wish I known. Too late. It got ripped. I had to find something to put in between. It ain't no piece of plastic. They have this little loop on top. You put the plastic in there and keep it. So things are changing. Wasps out of control. They're all over the place. What's the other problem we have out there? Some people talk about ticks and stuff. I don't have to. Never seen no tick. Never had a tick on me. I even been up north where they have Lyme disease. I never had a problem. You know what I noticed up there? Where I was? It's like it was snowing in the summertime, but it's not snow. It's allergy season. Pollen and all that stuff floating around like snow. And up there, it's like an old neighborhood from the 20s. And it's kind of weird. And people get sick up there a lot. I don't suffer from allergies like that or anything like that, but it's pretty rough if you're out there. And here we have a lizard population. We had these little tiny lizards running around. It's normal tail. Now, I noticed in a few years, the tail curled up like so. Shorter, gigantic lizards. I used to let them grow in the patio. They live out there. I had a half snake, half lizard out there. So it was a black snake with feet. It was out there the whole time. What happened to it? It kind of gets It's a long story. I care not to say it, but it's a shame because I had that for a long time, running around in there. Never did any harm to me. Another thing I had was we had frogs. Yeah, a pet frog. The frog never came back. I don't know what happened to it. I don't see them like I used to. There were a lot of them here. Also, would fly around here. My mango tree out in the back. Yeah, these birds, these parrots. Yeah, they're wild parrots flying around. They're green on the bottom and a black head. I don't see them anymore. Blue jays and the cardinal, red cardinal, used to fly in the yard. I don't see them no more. What's going on? Why is my avocado tree? There's no avocados. 2 years now, there's no avocado. There was avocados. It's not a male tree. It had there for avocados. Nothing's there. Mango trees. My father and I, we planted that mango tree. That thing's so gigantic. It's so tall, I can't even tell you how tall it is. I think it's taller than the house. But it's getting really bad with everything around, you know? Flies all over the place. You open the front door, they're just like buzzing around there. I have something there to catch them. They come in anyway. I don't want flying around the house. It's hard to catch them or get them out. It's terrible. It's tough. Mosquitoes has been a problem. Not anymore. But when we had that 2021 before the pandemic, we had flying ants flying all over the place. We had a infestations of flying ants getting. I'll be watching TV and you see them on the screen and you kind of hit them and they eventually got rid of them. When I first moved here, we had fire ants. I didn't know what they were until I stepped into it. Yeah, a whole bunch of ants on your feet and bumps all over. Dangerous. But they're gone now. Like everything else goes. You see, the planet is changing. You have iguanas, too. That's another thing. Everybody had an iguana in the 80s. So it was a pet. So the population grew out of control. And now they're all over the place. They camouflage themselves as grass or as a street. You know they're there. I usually when I was driving, I would blow the horn. It's scared. I say, I see you. I see you. I would yell on there, run. Yeah, but they're there. We have signs that watch out for alligators and stuff, but I never see anything like that here. It's great. But the thing is this. Everything is changing. The planet is changing. People don't understand what's happening. The planet is not the same as it used to be back in the past. Now we're living in the future. You can't think about the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. And maybe, I don't know about the 50s, but I mean, studying a lot of that from the 40s to the 50s. So the 40s, they had the wars. In the 50s, everything went back to normal, but they still had that Korean stuff going on. But the war there in North Korea. But things were different. I'm trying to figure out, how do we go from a country where things were cheap? You had milk coming in a container, glass container. And the milkman would bring it to your house and put it in a box. And then you take it and you put it in your refrigerator. We didn't have these cartons. All that's gone now. Your good humor man or Mr. Softy would come into the neighborhood and ring the bell and stuff for ice cream and stuff for the kids. That's all gone. Unless the people that were doing that died off. No more. Everything is what you see today. So even the climate and things are changing. I just know that if I eat something, it don't taste the same. I said, wow, this doesn't taste right. I tried Doritos. Ugh, it tastes terrible. Then I get sick because there's too much chemicals. So I give up all potato chips and all that stuff. It doesn't taste right. Have you tried that stuff? It doesn't taste the same. Peanuts too. After the pandemic, the peanuts was coming from like Vietnam, Middle East. Oh. My late mother told me, every time you see a spider on the ceiling or on the wall, money's coming to you. So right there, you don't kill them. That spider especially, don't kill it. That means money's coming. And it's true. It's true. That does happen. So if you see a spider, I'm talking about a regular spider. I'm not talking about a black wither. I'm not talking about those strange ones. I have some strange ones out there that scare you to death if you ever seen them. I just take a broom and just clear a path because you can't walk out without running into those nests, pain in the neck. But this one up here, just leave it like it is. It's safe. Money's coming. Yeah, I know money's coming, but that's another story to talk about. But listen, everything you know today is different, right? Don't you feel it? I know you feel it. I'm gonna put down in the show notes, in the comments. Hey, you can comment, yeah, and say, hey, you'd see a change. Things change. I just got off Google Earth and wanted to see any changes to the moon. Remember, they went to the moon, took pictures. I noticed when they took pictures, they don't see the same thing I see. Go download Google Earth, install it at the app, not the browser version. Your computer might stall. You need full power on the app. You click on the moon. You tell me what you see. I can tell you now. Overlay graphic right in the center, like a strip. Why are they hiding? They have that on Mars too. Mars is full of strips. Why is Mars a clear, sharp picture? Why are we still seeing fuzzy? Why is it fuzzy? Why is it fuzzy? We have 4K, even 8K is 12K, whatever they got. You know, we should not see fuzzy pictures. That's unnecessary. I understand from the 60s they had these special kind of cameras, but still, everything came out of NASA was fuzzy. We can't show. Nobody's allowed to see anything. So if a UFO went by, nobody could talk about that. And you can't still talk about stuff like that today. Because if I say to you, I saw a UFO and the aliens took me in a ship and we flew to another planet and I stayed there for a couple of years and I came back, you're not going to believe me. You have to have proof. A video, live video being shot and beamed back to Earth. That's the only way you're going to know, because you don't know. You know, all these objects. And now they're released and say, well, we don't know what the heck that is. Why don't you go try to capture one of those things that's flying around? We have technology for capturing things, you know, but they don't do it. They just watch it. But the way the planet is now, and all this stuff that's going around, the UFOs and these special creatures, they don't talk about the creatures we're not supposed to talk about. That you have to use a blue filter kind of a glass to see them at night. We're not allowed to talk about those things. The things out there, you know, the mystical creatures. And then you're going to say, well, gee, you're pulling my leg. There's things out there you haven't seen. And if you're not going to see it because your mind's going to say, that doesn't exist, but it does exist. It's there. But you're not gonna. The same thing. You know that things are not like they're supposed to be. And not about fuel and food and all that stuff. That the insects, a lot of them are not around anymore. Like I said, the red ants, they're gone. Bees, you hardly see any bees. Wasps out of control. They're trying to find. I know they're trying to find a place to make a nest, but gee, this is not a place. Not on the house, because I don't want to walk out into it, and they will attack, as you can see. My hand's all right. All of this was swollen. First it's red, but it's you can see my veins. I couldn't see this is not there. It was all covered up. Hey, I'm lucky. Some people say I'm very lucky. Could be worse. I don't know. We have to go outside in reinforced clothes. You know, some people have tick problems. I didn't know there was a lot of tick problems going around. I haven't seen anything. We have lakes out there. Neighbor in front of me has a lake in the back. Looks nice. I said, hey, when did you get the sod put in? That looks really nice. Oh, it's a couple of years now. Wow. What, you pay $3,000 for that? Yeah, it's not cheap to put sod down. Sod is it's about this big. See, it's a little bigger. So it's grass. They grow it, and I watch it when I was driving between the states. I can see they use a machine and they scoop it and put it in a roll and they bring it to like Lowe's or Home Depot and they sell it like $3, $4. It's better to get it from the nursery or where they bring it in. It's cheaper. The guy told me it was like $1 or something for you have to have cash. I said, do you take plastic? He said, yeah. So you have to drive. You have to go far to go get it. So you better have a truck. You're gonna have to haul it back. They would deliver it, but it's not gonna be cheap. everything is not like it's supposed to be because it's changing. The whole thing is changing. There's climate changing. There's all kind of weird. So the insects, the sea creatures, everything is acting different. They're not like acting like that. If I tell you right now, my late mother told me there was a mermaid in the Caribbean, would you believe me? And I could tell you where, what time they come out. Would you go? Would you go? I had a guy when I chartered a boat and go check it out himself. But I don't know what kind of mermaid we're dealing with. I don't know what it is. Does it look like a female with this fins and so forth? She said she used to hear them flopping down at the end. So it's like the river goes into the ocean. It's around that place there. I look at Google Earth. I try to look around the island. I don't see anything. But then again, they don't want you to see things. They block you from seeing things. You're not allowed to see anything. And if there is something, it's graphic overlay. Graphic overlay is you see a picture, then it's overlay on top of it. It might look like the background, but it's an overlay and it covers up. And you can't tell if what was there was there. I found a lot of stuff on Google Earth map. I found a lot. I found another landing strip. Yeah, one in was it the Nile? No, not the Nile. Peru. Peru had these ancient landing strips. You must have heard about those. There's another one up there in Morocco, in Africa. I found it on the map because I bet you ain't gonna be. And I saved the coordinates because I went back. I saw there was something weird on Google Earth or Google Maps that it was a UFO flying over China and 2 jets were chasing it. If you go back to those coordinates, then it's not there no more. There was another coordinate where there was a UFO floating over a river, and then I went to look for Area 51. Everything is whitewash. Whitewash means you can't take the 3D and look at the base anymore. It's all flat washed. Yeah. People worry about the sun, the color of the sun. Well, yeah, it's white. It's not yellow anymore. I don't know if the sun was ever yellow. It's supposed to be like a bright yellow. I don't want to get into that. But yeah, that's another one. Because I have a Reiki channel, so I have abilities. So I don't want to go into that too much because this channel we talk about facts and things that's going on and everything. But what I'm saying is this: the sun is different now. The moon is different too. And I see Google Earth has the sky. No, when you say the sky, the blue sky, no, it's space. It shows you what the Big Dipper is. You don't see much. I'm surprised that's even there because all they had was Earth, the moon, and Mars. Mars, forget about it. I found some stuff on Mars. I found a crash site, but everything's overlaid. It looked like a patchwork. It looks terrible. It's a shame that they're doing that, but that's what they do. They cover up everything. So we're not allowed to see nothing. We don't know if what's happening right now with nature is another cover up. We don't know what's going on. What happened to nature? Even if we know the weather's changed, it's not like it used to be. Everything is different. You know it. It's windy, more windy. You can't go outside. I wouldn't go outside and spray weed killer if it's windy. It'd be blowing all over the place. You can't. And then all of a sudden, I asked Alexa. I said, "Hey, it's gonna rain today? Yeah, 50%, 60%, no rain. But do you hear the thunder come in? The whole house shakes when the thunder comes in. It's like it's hovering over the house. But we have a new development. They tore down the farmland, gone, and they built up. I think it's between 1.5. It was like almost 900,000 to 1.6 million dollars. Their houses, they're made out of cement block. They have to. They can't be made out of stick. Stick house is made out of, a stick house, wooden house. You couldn't have that here. So, and if they did try it, it'd be torn down. It'd fall down quick. So what did they build these houses out here? Nobody has no land. Everybody's like right next to each other. There's no land. There's so much money. So what they did is instead of having a big house, it goes up in the air. So you have a second level. There's no basement. It's one big house. And you can't go in there because it's protected. Heavy security, heavy the best you can get is there. I don't know why you need it, because we're in A+ neighborhood. I don't know why they have that, but okay, so that's there. So weather's changed now. Before, the weather would come from the south up, or come from the west. It doesn't come that way. It comes from a different direction. It's so that changes everything. And when they build all that, what happened to all the animals and all these creatures and all the insects? They killed them off. It's a shame, isn't it? Everything's gone. That's the way it is. You live in a world where things are different. And now this is what you're living in. Whether the wasps are out of control, whether the flies are out of control. The fire is out of control. Why they come in the house? Stay out there. What do you want? Zoop. Well, that's the air intake. When you open the door, it comes in, and they come in, flying around and it's flying around. I don't want to hurt it, but push it away and it comes right back again, like a magnet. And there's nothing to see here. Get out. I used to chase them out. We used to get lizards and frogs in here, but there's nothing like that anymore. That's gone. I go outside. I only see a frog. I heard a griddip, and I saw one little frog hanging out the window. That's it. I haven't seen that. What happened to the rest of them? There's been a whole bunch. I had a container with tadpoles were in there. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a fish because I had two little eyes. I tried to feed them. A whole big poplar. It's like the mother dropped the eggs and left. It's crazy. Well, anyway, that's what's happening, and that's how the world is. So if you find the world is not the same anymore, or it's a big change, but besides the food and the gasoline and all that stuff, everything's changing. It's not like before. It's different. So you have to understand. And by the year 4000, I used to say I wrote about the year 3000 what's supposed to happen, but even that prediction now has changed because what's happened here now, things have been different. We're in a different paradox. Okay. Different paradox now. It wasn't supposed to happen like this, but it happened. So we're living in this paradox, and this is what we have to live like. You can't change it. You can't do anything because they changed it already, and we're stuck in it. And this is what we all have to face. Okay. Hey, if you found this helpful, if you found this, you can relate to this, hit the subscribe button. Okay? That's it.